Alright, so I acknowledge that the topic of what is and what isn't a sandwich can be the source of a lot of academic controversy and whatnot, so I decided I'd make a video kind of outlining my own thought process and my own series regarding what constitutes a sandwich, what is a sandwich, what isn't a sandwich, and so on and so forth. So I've made a diagram to illustrate what I call the broth dumpling continuum. What this diagram stipulates, as well as the corresponding theory, is that all prepared food items fall somewhere on the spectrum of broth to salad to sandwich to dumpling, and that to move one food item from here to here, you would have to move through all in between steps in order to reach that point. So a broth can become a sandwich, but it would first have to go through tossing and then assembly. So you can see here that between each distinct phase of the continuum between broth salad, salad sandwich, and sandwich dumpling, there is a blue arrow and a red arrow. So it's kind of like if you remember in middle school, the states of matter where you have solids, liquids, and gases, and you can go from a liquid to a solid through, what was it, like consolidation, freezing, and you can go from solid to liquid by melting. I don't know the others, but there are others. Condensation, it's like gas to liquid. Bam. These are the equivalents. These allow you to move from one stage of the broth dumpling continuum to another. So you can go from broth to salad by tossing, or you can go from salad to broth by distilling. Similarly, you can go from salad to sandwich by assembling, and you can go from sandwich to salad by disassembling. Finally, sandwich to dumpling by engulfing, dumpling to sandwich by separating. I've talked a lot about what these different points on the continuum are, but not really in much detail. So starting off with a sandwich, because that's the initial point of contention here. A sandwich is essentially any prepared food item where you have a layer of starch separated by another layer of starch by some content. So you got starch, content, starch. This can be distinguished from a dumpling, which is essentially content entirely surrounded by starch on all sides. So it can't breathe, it's not exposed to the external environment. A good example of one such concept, aside from a dumpling, is a calzone, samosa, that's also a dumpling. A salad is essentially you have the content in a sandwich, or that would be in a dumpling, but without the starch. So it's been removed from the starch. It can have starch in it, but it's not in any way contained or encompassed by starch. It's its own heterogeneous mix, right? Heterogeneous mix. Then you have broth, which is kind of like a homogeneous, uniform content. So whereas a salad might consist of different types of vegetables, different types of salads, ingredients that are all mixed together and can be separated from one another, a broth is something that, well, it's a mix of different things, but the mix can't be separated from each other. Different components of the mix can't be separated from each other once they've been added to the broth. So it's kind of a case of what's in the broth stays in the broth and can't really be separated from the broth. Now, maybe it'd be a good idea to go through some examples of different things that fall in different categories, as well as, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a Word document. And I am going to classify all prepared food items on a list that ranges from broth to salad to sandwich to dumpling. That's not how you spell sandwich. Sandwich. Now I'll bold these guys because these are kind of like the main points of the continuum. So a hot dog, for instance, well, a hot dog, you see, it's like a sausage surrounded on three sides by bread. On the two walls and on the floor. It's kind of got like a little floor at the bottom. So it's kind of like in between a sandwich and a dumpling. So yeah, I'd put it here, somewhere between a sandwich dumpling continuum. Not quite a sandwich, not quite a dumpling, but it has elements of both. So it's like 25% sandwich, 75% dumpling. What else? A pizza. A pizza, not quite a salad, not quite a sandwich. It's almost a 50-50, 50-50, halfway between. So sandwich and salad. I don't know what the heck this is. No. I'll just do ask for both, because who's gonna stop me? Yeah, so a pizza's got that one vertical layer of starch. Not vertical, the opposite of vertical. It's got one non-vertical layer of starch and a bunch of mixed up contents on top. It's got like the tomato sauce, it's got the pepperonis, it's got the cheese, it's got, I don't know, mushrooms if you're a psychopath. I'd like mushrooms on pizza. I don't know why he said that.